um, object-oriented programming, which would heavily utilize something we learned last week, which is class and functions. And without without further ado, let's get started. So this week, today we will not be having any Kahoot, unfortunately. Uh, Maybe next week, because this week we have a lot of stuff packed. And yeah, let me show some. So this week, from like today, we'll be taking a look at what's the replication, the Python replica of change lanes, or something similar to that. Let me show you like what I'm thinking about. Wrong page, wrong window. But so this week we'll be taking a look at this simple project that you can that we'll be creating along with some of my instructions. And just looking at this, so whenever we hit a car, the car is going to be removed, and a heart is going to be the HP of the player is going to be reduced by 1. So, and whenever the health gets to 0, the game stops. So just looking at this, does anyone have maybe a perhaps have an idea of what will be looking like what will be our steps in approaching this game? Uh, at the end of this week, we'll be at the end of this class. Hopefully, you will create your own version. Yeah, that was the bug that's fixed in the code I wrote yesterday. So this was an older version, but it's just the one I had. So let me change this. So does anyone have any idea? So approaching a game, normally you would be looking at what features are going to be covering. So in this specific game, will be a few things that you notice is first it said so first we need to create a window that's going to house this game, and then maybe the second step would be start to create a road and create the road and the car, and afterward we're going to have the car start moving on the road. Kyle, what do you mean by having a demonstration, if you could?
So we're not doing anything. We're just looking.
So far, just I'm just trying to introduce you to the idea of how game design works and how.
I'm not typing anything.
Not yet. Uh, Kyle, you will have your own copy by the end of this class. Hopefully, if we don't get to finish, maybe next week. And so, not only this, circling back to the steps that we most likely gonna have. So after creating the road and the car, we're gonna have the car start moving on the have the car start moving forward. After that, we will be taking a look at how the perhaps how the control works. So how does the car move left to right or right to left? Then we're gonna create obstacles or other cars that you see on the screen, and then maybe then we also have a status bar that we need to that we need to somehow create. That's going to show both the distance you traveled and the amount of health you have. So after that, we need to take a look at how to remove health. So whenever you hit other cars, you're going to be reduced by, and your health is going to be deducted by 1. And then at the end of everything, we're going to take a look at how to detect whether you still have any hearts left. If not, the game is going to end, just like this screen right now. It says game over. No, we would not be, and this is not Pygame. It's something called arcade, similar to Pygame, but it's I'd say easier to understand. So first, before we start anything, we need to get the I'm gonna send a link in the chat that's gonna contain the needed assets or images. Everyone. And then you want to go on to Replit. For later from now on, I'm most likely will be using Replit because so like I could demonstrate you how each process is done on the same platform. So what you would do is you would it's blocking. You would press create, and you would create from GitHub. Copy the link I sent in the chat, then paste it in. No, you don't have to fork it. You just have to put the link in it. Why is it not stating its repository? Once github.com. Wait, does anyone else have it working?
I think so. Mine is like cloning right now.
It's working for me.
It's working
Okay,
for
so
me.
it just says import from GitHub, right? You could click this and it works. Okay. Then I'm not gonna worry about it. It would show clone.
Wait, why is mine not working? It doesn't work on mine. What?
Okay. A second. Let me.
Wait, mine doesn't work. What? How did you copy the link?
Like, you press the import from GitHub and then you copy the link in the chat, or you press the link and go into like GitHub and press code and then copy the link and then paste it onto import GitHub.
1 more minute, please. I'll try this. Well, it says red, like mine says red. Does it say red?
You would need to go and copy the .git. So yeah, use this link. So just copy this exact thing to Replit. I don't know what this can lead you. Oh, okay. So you need to manually add in the .git because that's a repository.
I got it now.
Okay, I'm glad it's working.
Mine says, wait, it says authorize GitHub to import your repos.
Oh yeah, you need to have a GitHub account, I believe.
Oh.
Wait a second. My program says it's something called bash.
Oh, don't. That's fine. All you need to do is you could just rename this file to changelines.py.
Got it.
Just create a Python file, and that's gonna delete whatever is in it. And
okay,
this is the program that will. Well, this is the file that we're gonna code in.
okay.
When you have it ready, be sure to raise your hand, I guess. Oh.
Can you please wait a few minutes? I'm trying to authorize it.
Go ahead. All right, while we're waiting, go ahead in the console, type pip install, and then arcade. So pip install arcade.
Wait, but then mine says GNU Bash version 4.4.
Oh, go ahead and change the file name to .py.
Excuse me, what did you type?
I changed it lanes.py? I did that.
I believe so. Or just in the console, press Control C or and Control Z, and it's gonna terminate whatever is running.
Wait, so mine says like what language do I select? Not Bash.
Python. Just
Okay.
create a Python file in the same directory as images.
And what about it says configure run button? What command to enter?
Do you have to choose that? So just create a look on the screen. If you click add file, just change add a file called changelines.py.
What? But it says enter configure run button. What do I do for enter command?
Which part are you on? Are you just?
I just already imported and now it asks me to configure run button.
Zone, if that's an option.
Huh?
Just delete whatever the .replit file you have right now.
Delete the .replit file?
Yeah. Sophie and Ella, do you have a question? Or is it just...
Yes. Okay, so when I entered the pip install and create thing, it said like error could not find a version that satisfied the requirement arcade versions not, and like there was also a warning.
Double check your spelling of arcade or install or pip.
I copied it from the chat.
Oh, I'm not sure if that's the... Let me...
So it's PIP and then install arcade. PIP install arcade. Okay, there we go. I don't know.
Ella?
So I'm still trying to import the GitHub link because I had to make an account. And so I put the URL in, but it says please enter a URL to a GitHub repository.
Yeah, so after entering the URL that I put in chat, also type in .git at the end of it. So that's going to indicate that it's a repository.
Wait.
I'm still kind of confused.
Okay, it works.
I created a new one, but like it still says GNU Bash version 4.4.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just delete that file and then create a new file with the end .py.
I did change lanes.py. I did that.
Okay. Let me just create a new one. Okay. So import from GitHub. Yeah. So on this side, don't worry about anything about this. Just delete this. Yes. Delete file. Add a new file called change lanes. And then you have it ready.
Wait, isn't change lanes like in the images?
No, it's outside of the images.
Mine is outside of the images.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then I just type in the pip install arcade. I just typed in there.
Yeah, in the console. Sophie, do you still have another question or? Okay. Anyone else have a question regarding to the setup?
Can I share my screen? Make sure I did it right quick.
Go ahead, I guess.
Like the images, this is like change lanes.py, and
Yeah, you got it.
I did type. Look, this one. I did type pip install arcade at the top.
I see it. That's all you need.
Are you sure I did everything right so far? Because I feel like something I did was not right. Are you sure this is correct where I should be?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's correct.
But because this is what you told us to do, right? And I have these. I didn't type anything. I just added that.
Yeah, that's fine. All you need to do is have the pip. All you need to type is put in the URL with the address .git, and then you just need to do pip install arcade, and that's everything you need.
I did import from GitHub this one. I did, and it does say Python and game.
Yeah, so you have nothing to worry about.
That's all we've done so far from 4 till now.
Unfortunately, yes. Okay, so let me. I have parts of the code already written out, so I'll be copying and pasting, but I'll be explaining what each of them do. So I guess while you copying this, I will explain what each of them about each of them does. No worries about the very you don't have to be really nitpicky about each of them, since most of them are just sort of a format and just what arcade wants. So so not correct. Let's import arcade. Some modifications. Okay. Exactly. So everything you have right now, so I'll go over it. So basically we have three constants, which are just a fancy way of saying numbers, values that never change throughout the program. So we're gonna create a screen with a width of 600 pixels, height, invalid syntax. I think you are probably running in Python environment. So go ahead in the console, press Control C or Control Z. I'm not sure which one it is. That's fine. Don't worry about the error. Errors and warnings do not matter in this context. That is not what I expected.
What does this all mean? Because now I'm just copying this down. I'm not really reading through every line.
Yeah. Current.
Why am I reading this?
Now that's an issue. Slight change of plan. It's not really slight, but I didn't realize that Replit couldn't run arcade. I tested it before and it was fine. Compiling was fine, but it doesn't seem able to run. Oh, okay. Nonetheless, type this while I install arcade because I apparently did. Okay.
Have we done all this code yet? Or
This
or
is
are
just.
you just about to give us the code? Like,
This
you're
is the
about
code.
to.
This part is the code.
Okay. We haven't gone through it yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through it right now. So,
Okay, got it.
because I thought that Replit couldn't run run arcade, but fortunately it could. So
Okay, I have a
uh,
question.
instead of clicking run, if you have it, just do Python, then change lanes.py. Apparently, Replit doesn't work when the file name is different and there's no Replit. But so this code, basically, I'm creating a class. As we learned last week, class is basically packaging functions and packaging functions into a sort of a package that could be utilized. And that was loud. This is something that we did not talk about, and we will not be going in depth about, is that inheritance. Basically, this program, this piece of code is inheriting the identities of another class called arcade.window, which is something that arcade provides. And without digging into the source code, I'm just gonna say that it's the structure of the code. It's just how arcade wants you to structure a code, so it's nothing to be too much worried about if that doesn't make sense, because neither yeah.
Mine
So
is still saying initializing run.
that's something I didn't see before. So did you click this one? Click run, or
Yeah, I already clicked run.
instead of clicking run, just go ahead in the console and type Python, then change lanes.
Mine still says GNU Bash version 4.42 on the.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as you see this little um, arrow mark, I guess, this sign, this symbol, it means you could type something in the console, and this is what you're gonna type if you have the same file name. Of course, if it's different, use a different file name.
Okay, now it says it. Same thing.
What do you type in the console?
Python space change lanes.py or your file name.py. Could you elaborate on what you mean by invalid syntax? Are you trying to install Arcade, or are you currently trying to create a window that we're going to be using?
I'm still trying to actually download Arcade. Arcade's.
Okay. Go ahead and in the console type pip install Arcade. So Etika, I hope I'm not butchering the name, but so that means that something in the code did not run, was not typed properly, and it's giving an error. So go ahead and make sure that all indentations are correct, commas, file name, variable names, and take a look at its suggestions at where the code and the error occurred, and maybe to specifically look into there.
What should happen when we run the thing? Because like I ran it and I'm like, it didn't give me anything. It just gave me like this gray screen.
Yeah, you're supposed to. All you're supposed to see is this black wrong button, but all you're supposed to see is this black window, and which could be toggled by clicking this. All you're supposed to see is this, basically.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so I copied down the code, but I found out that I don't have the file changelanes.py.
Oh, then make sure that your file name that whatever file name is here is in the console. because my file name is changelanes.py.
Okay.
Yours may not. So
Can I
Kyle,
share my screen?
sure, go ahead.
You have to stop sharing.
Kyle, so for yours, be sure to press and be sure to type in the console Python space your file name, because yeah, instead of clicking the run button. And Ella, what are you trying to show? Ella, we can only see part of your screen. I don't know if that's true for everyone. Ella, you're muted, I think. Oh, Sophie, could you unshare your screen? I think Ella's trying to share Ella, did you want to share the screen, or did I mistakenly ask someone else?
Wait, sorry. Did you call me?
Yeah, did you try to share, and did you want to share
No,
screen?
I didn't. That was Sophie.
Oh, sorry. Sophie.
And also,
Yes.
I'm trying to find it and change it to like change lanes, but I don't have any file that says like .py. Like all of them are folders of like the different types of car PNGs.
Oh, so you're supposed to create a separate file called changelanes.py, or any file name that you prefer. That's will be in the same directory as the images.
All right, thank you.
As the folder images, to be clear. Sophie, sorry, I thought that was someone else, but what did you want to share the screen for? Try reloading your file and try reloading your tab. Maybe that's gonna help. Because I can only see part of your screen, and Kyle, did you? Okay, now I see it. Kyle, did you type Python and go in the console and type Python file name.py? Because Bowen, 1 second. Could you who is it? Sophie, sorry. Could you let me see the code? Is the issue? Did you have any errors in your console? Because I'm seeing 2 tabs instead of 1 tab for each of the definitions for defining each variable. So I'm not sure if that will be an issue. And Kyle, sure. Let me send it to you. Sophie, did you have any errors while running this code? Like, did it say any errors?
I don't believe so. Let me pull up the console. Actually, yeah. Hey, wait. So what? Why does it say?
So as I said, go ahead in the console type Python space changelanes.py, which is how you will be running your code now. So
Can't we just like switch the thing to Python?
you could just, yeah, you see, now it's working. Could you, sorry, if you could unshare your screen, that would be nice.
Okay, wait. Okay, how come my screen shifted color from like black to half gray, half black?
Oh yeah, that's as expected for the yeah, it's completely, it's normal. Yes, Kyle. Sorry, there's a lot of things going on at once.
I share my screen.
After for language, are you trying to create a new project? If so, go ahead and okay. Language .py Python.
Hold on, could I share my screen?
Go ahead.
Also, kind of have just half of my screen is not showing.
I mean, if half of your screen is black, then it's what expected because you never put anything in there.
No. Like I can't even see the top. I can't even see the arcade.
Then Ted and Alex, could you guys open up two breakout rooms and perhaps redirect some of the people over there?
Sure.
Because I'm not sure who has
I don't think I can do it actually.
that's
Do
wonderful.
Do you have admin?
I don't.
Wait, we don't have admin.
Yeah. Wait. Sorry. Sorry to cut you off. Wait, who's sharing the screen? Anthony, you have it running. I don't think it's completely correct right now.
What?
It's
What did you say?
It's correct. I don't see any issues with the code. So.
But it says unable to run. File, main file not found.
No, it's running. It's running.
Are you sure I did everything correct? Because I did type this in and it's all good.
Yeah. So if you see something, if you see change lanes in the top right part,
Yeah.
like you do right now, then it's working.
So is this all I had to do? Like I just copied this code. What does this mean? I just copied it.
Well, as I said before, this is just basically the general structure of how Arcade wants to run your how Arcade wants you to organize your code. So that's what we will be doing. There's no need to go into every single line of them because a lot of things are hidden inside of Arcade.
So this is all good. So can I stop sharing? I don't think I have any. I think I'm all caught up.
Yeah, go ahead and unshare and you don't
So
have
I
to
am caught up.
So Ella, if you want to share your screen so I can see what's wrong or what's going on right now.
All right, I'm gonna share it real quick.
Maybe we won't be getting through everything getting through change lanes today, which is completely fine. Yeah, so as you can see, you have no indentations for any of your code, so of course it won't be running. You're missing colons for init. The indentations are off. There's no pass after on update, and yeah, but that's about everything. Also, there's supposed to be there's sorry, that was a lot I said. Forget all of them. I'll go through each of the issues, I guess. First, select everything from define init to define on update. Then press tab once. Okay, go to pass after the setup. Press tab. Retype pass, yeah, that's fine. Under on draw, Uh, indented. Just tab. At the front. Okay. For under init and on update, do the same thing as setup. So have a pass in it. This is gonna don't indent it. Don't indent the definition and defining function. Indent after you're missing a colon. Sorry. You're missing a colon after init. No, after the parentheses. Press enter. Pass, and same goes for on update. Have pass afterward. Yeah.
Mine still says it uses bash language.
It still won't run. Anthony, sorry, 1 second. If you look, wait, sorry, for line 18. There's supposed to be 2 underscores on each side. Same for name. So underscore underscore name underscore underscore. You're missing a colon at the end of the main. Yeah. Create a new line after arcade. Before arcade. Then indent both arcade.run and game equals my car. Don't indent the if. Okay, and that should be it. Also, don't use run. Just use you use Python space change lanes. No. That's not what I meant. So when you're running this code in the console, type Python space change lanes. Oh, sorry. Austin. Here, go put this in the console. Put Python space change lanes in the console, not in the program.
Also make sure lines 2 and 3 you use equal signs.
Wait, what do you mean by Python space change lanes?
Delete line 21.
Okay.
Oh, also, yeah, as Ted mentioned, on line 2 and 3, there's supposed to be equal signs.
Oh, okay.
One more thing.
Yes.
Mine says it still uses bash language.
If your code can run, then it's completely fine. Don't worry about any of the warnings or errors. For line number 1, you're also insert a line with import space arcade.
After this, can I share screen? I have some problems.
Then after her, I want to show mine because I want to show you mine still says bash at the top.
No, it's don't as I said, don't worry about it. It's completely fine. And sharing the screen. Sorry, Ella, if yours runs, then it's fine. If it's not, yeah. Could you go in the console, press Control Z? In the console.
Wait, go on where?
A console. On the right side, this black window. Press Control Z.
Yeah, I did.
Or Option Z if you're on Mac. I'm not sure.
No, I just pressed Control Z.
Press stop on the top.
Oh.
Okay. This is a little messier than I imagined, but that's fine. Go ahead in the console, type Python space in the console. Python space. No, Python space arcade. So Python arcade with a space in between.
Line 7, and it needs 2 underscores on both sides.
Oh yeah. This won't run, I think.
I think it's supposed to be Python space arcade.
Oh yeah, Timothy's right. Your file is in the images folder.
Yeah, Timothy is right. All right, Ella. Stop typing Python arcade. Go ahead and first by moving change lanes outside of images. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead in line 7. You see in it, it's 2 underscores before and after. Sorry, I know this is kind of slow moving, but I want to get the base right so we could actually. Please don't click stop run because I don't think it's gonna work. Anthony, if your code runs, it's completely fine. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, Ella.
Does any other people like say bash? I want to know, not just mine.
Yeah. So.
Ron says GNU bash.
Ella, go ahead and type in the console. Type Python space. No, the Python arcade with a space in between. Yeah. No. Stop it. Yeah, it's fine. Go press type Python arcade, then press enter. Sorry. Oh.
I mean, change lanes.
Change lanes. I'm so sorry. Bowen, could you try describing what your issue in the chat, and maybe Alex could help you before we do it. Ella, go ahead and type Python changelanes.py. With capitalizations as your file name. It's going to be the file name. This better run. Okay. It's working. If you can unshare your screen, and I'm gonna help out for Bowen, and then we're gonna move on.
Wait, I need help too. I think I'm here.
And Emma.
Yeah.
Wait, who said it first? Sorry.
I think I said it first.
Okay. Is it like? Go ahead and share the screen, I guess.
So this is what I got, and this is not lighting up right here.
Missing a space between the define it and it.
Yeah.
Looks like you're missing an underscore on line 10 after what looks to be a name.
Yeah, you have an extra space and a extra underscore, I think.
Okay, this one.
Did he want? Wait. Oh, it's 2 underscores. So press underscore, and after init, you spelled init wrong. There's supposed to be an underscore after a T. And have space, press space after def init. So like between the underscores and the F. No, between the underscore and the F for define. Also for line 4, it's supposed to be height all capitalized. So really check on your syntax, because every single issue I see so far are just misspells
Line 24.
or
You have one extra then for
for 10, 11, 12, 10, 11, 14, 20. Delete once more for each of those lines.
Oh, I can explain something about this project.
Go ahead. And also you have okay, this is,
Oh my god.
before define and before before all three defs are you're missing a space. You're having an extra space. So delete twice. Okay, I think I'll have to share this code, this first part of the code with everyone else because it seems like it's taking a little too long. Anthony, go ahead if you want to explain it. Sorry.
So from what I understand, this project, it's like a car game. So you have to try to avoid other cars as much as possible. Every time you hit a car, your health will go down by 1. Once you hit 3 cars, the game is all done.
Yes. Twice, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't care about it says main file, main not found. That's when I ran it, but mine still looks fine.
Yeah, then don't worry about it.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Okay, I wrote all this code, but like when I run it, it just has like this back screen with these blocks of color and like it doesn't do anything and then like the program just ends. I don't even get to play the game.
Because the game, well, this game is not simply just this. In fact, it's 100 lines plus, I think. But everything else is pretty simple. But as long as we get moving. So yeah, no more time on this. So go ahead in your press version control. That's to everyone. And then press poll. You should say poll. I hope. Yeah. After pressing that, your files are going to reload. I don't think so.
But I'm sure like mine did follow yours.
Yeah, and if you I mean, if you see this black screen, that means you're on the same step as us.
Excuse
Yeah.
me?
Yes.
Okay, so I pressed
There's
poll, but my
change,
files
like-
didn't reload. My files didn't reload, but I pressed
just
poll.
reload your web page.
Okay, I did that.
Anthony?
Why is there a change lane 0?
Because that's the file. That's basically what we just wrote. It's
Okay.
taking a little longer, so I'm just gonna share
Okay.
this with everyone who is not done, so we could get moving. Anthony, what did you say?
So for my screen, it does show a black screen. It does say at the bottom, it says in the blue box, change lanes. The blacks is just bigger, you know.
Okay, that's completely fine. That means you're on the same track. As I said, as long as your output matches whatever this part of my screen shows, then you're completely fine. Okay, so this is going to be the base template we're going to be basing it off of. So, okay, now actually getting to the first step. So what we want is to create some image, to have some images on the screen. Perhaps in this case, it will be roads and cars. So what we're gonna have is in the setup, self dot load right. And then images road. Let me have whatever I have. Let me finish typing whatever I have, and then I'm gonna go into a bit more depth about this than last time. And after typing this,
could you please put this in the chat? You know.
Then what's the point of let's going over this code? So how about this? So after maybe 6 minutes or 8 minutes, I'm gonna put whatever this version of code into Replit, into GitHub, and then you could just do what we did over here, press version control, then pull, and to get the latest version. So this means that we can still keep moving, and you'll still be getting all the content that I'm gonna be covering. Okay, so while you're typing, I guess I could. I'm gonna. If you're using my version, be sure to change this to arcade.start render and arcade.window. I don't know why it's weird. So we'll be doing what we have here is we create. So we basically load this image into our program and store it in self.road. And in self.road, there's a few. Yeah, so self.road.centerx is self.road has many sort of built-in variables, and self.x center.x is basically saying that the center of the so basically it's saying where the image is going to be on the x-axis, and that in this case will be 300 because that's half of our screen. Let me just run this real quick so it shows. And it doesn't. That's odd.
Are you missing an arcade before the sprite in small car?
Yeah,
I am.
I agree too.
Unfortunately, I did not see that.
See, that's what I wanted to point out. That's when I do this. I want to make sure because sometimes like you or him don't catch it and then mine doesn't work. You know, that's what happened a lot. But when I found it out, it did work after I corrected it.
Oh, I'm missing arcade.run. No wonder why it's not running. Okay, now if I run it, it's still not showing. Love debugging.
I don't even know what, honestly, what is going on. I feel like even though I'm typing stuff down, getting it right, feels like nothing's happening.
So what you have right now is you are creating an image, and you're also setting positions for this image. So you're telling the program to place the image at 300 and 400, which is going to be the center of this window. After this class, I'm gonna be posting some instructions for how to install Python on your local computer, as well as an editor, because I don't think Replit is gonna suit us anymore, unfortunately. Oh, I'm also running the wrong. I'm running the wrong program, which is why it's not running. All right, so that's what you should be seeing. A stationary car with a road behind it.
Okay, excuse me, for some reason my code doesn't work with this. Can I share my screen?
Unfortunately, I'm gonna say no to that, because what I observed for the past in the past 10 minutes is that a lot of the issues are gonna be syntax related. So if you could go and take a look at your indentations, like equal signs, like where you placing the parentheses, stuff like that, and make sure all of them are correct, and then you then call me again, I guess. Yeah, it's arcade. Or you could just, like what Kyle did, post the error message in the chat, and maybe Alex or Ted will take a look at it.
It says my car object has no attribute like small. You know, that's what mine says.
Could you, what was the error message?
My car object has no attribute small.
Oh, I think you're missing a space somewhere between any stuff.small car, or like one of these places. There's be an underscore.
Okay.
And for anyone that's still having any issues, go ahead and go into version control, and then press pull. Refresh your page, and you should have a file called a file named change lanes.
It works, but can I show you my screen? It looks a little weird.
Do you have the same thing as the right side?
Yeah, but it only half. It only shows half, doesn't show all.
Then just drag down, and that you will see the full screen.
But drag down, but it still doesn't show the full screen.
Sure, I guess. Go ahead.
Here, see, it only half. Won't help.
Oh, this is on the reload your page, I guess.
Reload, but I want to make sure the code is saved.
The code will be saved. Then drag down.
No.
Toggle and untoggle change lanes.
What?
Toggle and untoggle change lanes in the workspace. Ooh, How is it possible for you to maybe shrink your size of the window? So like control then scroll wheel.
Shrink the size?
Yeah, you press control and then scroll with your scroll wheel with the mouse.
Control. It's not even working.
Oh, are you on the laptop?
Yeah.
Go to the three dots on the top right. Next to Anthony, your profile picture. For the browser, if that. Then go to zoom and shrink it. Press the minus button.
No. Won't do that.
Since the features are there, next class will be completely running in on offline, not on Replit. So this won't be occurring ever again.
But why is it like this?
It's completely on the Replit side. Unfortunately, I don't think anything can be done with it. However, since we see it working, that means at least your code is correct, which means that when you switch out of this environment, you will be seeing the full effect.
But look, this is like only half the screen. It doesn't show the full screen.
Yeah, unfortunately, as Lori suggested, I'll have to continue the class. We are an hour in with not much progress, which is mainly my fault. I'll completely take it,
But why? But is that okay? Like mine doesn't show the full.
the code itself is completely correct, so don't worry about anything about that.
Or do I just leave it like that, or what?
Leave it like that for now, and then we can come back to it when next class, which you will be running the same code but on a different environment, which means that everything's gonna run properly.
But yours is different than mine. It's like a full screen. That's
well, I guess it's because that my screen is much bigger, so Replit would recognize sees that and just runs it in a larger screen.
So should I worry at all now since my first class, or what?
Don't worry about it. It will be fine when you switch. Now let's continue what we have said. Since we will be using these a lot, so we should probably package them into a separate class. And so what you do is basically basically move these piece of code into.
You're not sharing your screen.
I'm sorry. So I added these few lines of code, which what they do is basically just simply package what we have here into separate classes. So what you do is delete those, well, cut them, and then put them in class road and small car. Same thing goes here under underscore init underscore. So that's basically this means that whenever you run this class, whenever you create an instance of this class, it's always going to run this program for this function first. It's something built in Python. what here does is simply creating a instance of road and small car. So you wouldn't change anything.
Wait, can I please type this down? It's a lot to type down.
Go ahead. That's what we're doing right now. What I did is there are 3 parts I edited. So I created these 2 new classes. I create an instance of those 2 classes in setup, and I also I also rendered those images onto the screen with these 2 lines. So 3 places you need to type, I guess. Oh, sorry, same issue here. It's supposed to be arcade.sprite. Arcade.sprite. And when you do run it, it shouldn't do anything different compared to the previous code, just because we're just simply optimizing what we have right now. I also just published this piece of code into GitHub. So if you want to take a look at that and and compare your code with that to make sure that nothing is wrong, or if anything went wrong, if there's a syntax error or something, take a look, compare the differences between my code and your code, and you might find something.
Is there supposed to be a link in the chat, or do I just go to GitHub?
Go to version control. On the right, there's a tab called version control.
Where?
If you on Replit, press version control, and then press pull. If you pull, then it's gonna update the files. And if there are conflicting changes, be sure to keep version on GitHub. Also self.row.image.draw. It's .draw is basically a built-in function for Arcade that's gonna be used to basically place that, actually project that image onto your window. In this case, you're at the right side of the screen. Next step, the car will start moving. Well, not with your control though, but it will start moving. All right. So our next step would be a self.image. So in small cars, we're gonna be adding a line called that says self.image.change y equals -3. So what this does is basically wrong one. It's supposed to be in road. My bad. So basically, what this does is you are setting a value called change y. So change y is another built-in variable in Arcade that's gonna be changed every single update. So so every single frame, the road itself is gonna move down by 3 pixels. So the reason why we are using we're moving down the road instead of the car is because we don't want the car to drive out of the screen. So instead we're gonna move the road to achieve the effect of the car moving. Of course, this is not it. What you would then do is on update, you're gonna write self dot image dot draw. So basically, on update will be called every single frame by Arcade. It's another built-in method that yeah, and what it does is it would run whatever is inside of this function every single time. Self.row.image.draw is not working. Be sure that you create an instance over here, and next time if you I just published another version of it on GitHub. So as I said again, so to everyone, this is press version control, and then you would press pull. Here should be a button that you can pull, and after clicking pull, click keep the file from GitHub. And then afterward, you would have the updated version of change lanes. And for future, for everyone, again, when you're saying something isn't working, be sure to put in the error that is sent and that is uploaded in the console, so we know what's going on. Let me test this. If it's working, I'll also publish this. Why is arcade not?
Excuse me, I can't access the GitHub code.
Oh, so all you have
So,
to, does it not
like,
pull? Like, did you not click pull?
No, I clicked pull, but then it wants me to sign into GitHub, and I don't have a login account.
Oh, that.
Yeah, I don't use GitHub.
Okay.
It's not really working.
Yeah.
It's like 41. I only see 41 lines of code.
Okay. Here, I'm gonna send you a link that this time everyone can be opened. So whoever needs the updated version of code, I'll just send it in chat every so often. So I'll click into this link. This will have everything I wrote so far, and it's gonna be the update, and I'll frequently update this. Or it's gonna be a different link every single time. So just scroll up in chat and see which one is the most recent. So now you should actually see the car sort of actually start moving. Yeah, there was a small issue in the code. I posted in the previous link, so I just sent a new link, ending with JXCA, which have the correct code in it. And what you would see is the car sort of start moving, but it's actually just the road moving back. Okay, now so as you can see that there is an issue with the car, well, with the road sort of just driving, with the car driving into just blackness. So we could fix it by basically piecing together pieces of roads that sort of just that would that would connect each other. So here, let's create another instance of the road. So let's have two roads, road 1 and road 2. So road 1 would go first. Road 1 will be basically rolled down first. As road 1 is rolling down, road 2 is going to roll down with it, so that there will be no gaps in between. After road 1 is sort of cannot be seen anymore, it's under the screen, then we could basically put road 1 back on top of road 2, so that there's so it connects with back road 2 again. So this maybe sounds complicated, but it should be really simple. So all you need to type is create another instance of self.road, and create another instance of road, define it with self.road2. That's completely fine. We're gonna have an offset for the different images, so one is gonna be come out later than the other one. And then we're gonna change, update the onDraw, because now there's gonna be two instances of road. Same thing goes with on update. And the most crucial step, so we would be adding another function called update, just update. And in this update, we will be updating the image and then detecting if the image is below the screen, basically if it's beneath what we can see. If it is true, then we're gonna move it all the way up to the move it on to the top.
Could you please set a new link like now?
Yeah. Let me finish editing these small issues. Now this now our main function, our main class seems much simpler, and these function names actually match up. They're both .draws instead of one is .image.draw, and yeah, okay. Let me run this. Oh, my bad. Now, the effect will be this. As that was not supposed to be happening. Wrong file. Okay, now you can see that although there's a small gap, but now the road is actually piecing itself together. I'll send a version of this working version. So I don't know if looking at this this currently running program makes sense. So there are only two pieces of road that are basically alternating as they move down. So this black little gap you see is just essentially a mismatch in the size of the image, which unfortunately cannot be fixed by code. But So two pieces of road are basically alternating while they move down. Once the bottom one is outside the screen, it's going to move all the way up, and then it's going to continue moving down. I don't know if that explains it well. Okay. I want to at least get to on a like moving the cars from left to right. So well, since I've already posted the code, I'm not going to be talking too much about it then. So let's add another function into our road class. So this time we're going to be adding, it's just for optimization at this point. So we're going to be adding in a draw that's simply going to call self.image.draw. So so by doing this, we could same thing goes for a small car. Going to have a draw function. So what this essentially does is now we can simplify how the code is by just removing .image. So this makes the code looks cleaner. And yeah, so now for everything now is just .draw, not .image.draw, which is both annoying and both hard to read and looks more messy than it really should be. Since this part is just optimization, I'll not be posting the code.
Well, please just post a quick link because I can't read. It's like hard to tell which line is which.
This thing doesn't affect any of the it will come out with the next link. This version just doesn't do anything different from the previous one, so it's just a simple optimization down to show you just for the organization of code. So okay, now we're gonna change things up a bit. So as I said, now even more, yes, optimization. It's not really optimization, but making the code look simpler. So what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna inherit class again. So this time we will be inheriting the sprite. So what this is in arcade there is a class called sprite, which has many just like our custom classes. They have many methods in it, and will be so basically with inheritance, I could utilize all of those methods without actually writing them myself. So now I could just remove all the images, and it would look nicer, I guess, if you could put it this way. However, it's gonna have a bigger impact for small cars because now we can actually just remove what we just previously wrote, which is draw function, because now this time it's basically it's a sprite class, and in sprite class there is a function called draw already, so you don't have to do it yourself. You can also remove the image. Same thing goes to updates. You just inherit that update, and there's no need for stuff.image.update again. Let me make sure this is working, and I'll post this. And it is not working. As you can see, it really didn't change anything, but it's simpler. Sorry, Sophie. Unfortunately, I do not have admin. I guess that's what we call them, privilege. So I cannot create breakout rooms. But feel free to just private message Alex if you have any questions. And I just posted the updated version of code into the chat. So take a look at that yourself, and I'll talk about how to move cars with arrow keys now. So finally, some user interactions with the program instead of just running it like a video.
Can I share my screen, show you what mine looks like?
Go ahead.
The left lane can't show clearly.
But you see that the images are overlapping, are basically stacking onto each connected.
Yeah, but the left lane cannot be seen clearly.
Drag the middle bar to the left. Yeah, the part you were just on.
Well.
Yeah. Let go. Ooh. Yeah, it's gonna be the same thing as I just said. Replit apparently doesn't like this screen size, so please just bear with it for one class, and next before next class starts, I'm gonna give out instructions to install.
Okay, but my code is correct.
It's looking great.
For some reason, my thing it's like saying Python change lane py and then pip install arcade, and then it repeats pip install arcade like 1, 2, 3, 4 times.
So did you click run again, or are you using Python's Python change lane stuff?
It says unable to run main file, main sh not found.
Yeah, you're not supposed to click run. Instead, just type in the console Python changelines.py, and then it's gonna run. Again, these are all the inconveniences that Replit brings. So so that's why I decided that we're gonna be moving off of Replit from now on, because a lot of features are not provided in Replit or very annoying to use. All right, so the next piece of code is actually pretty simple. So essentially we have right now is what we have right now is another built-in function called onKeyPress. So or onKeyRelease should be you probably can understand what this function does by just hearing the name. So onKeyPress would be triggered. It's another function built in Arcade, and when, as the name suggests, onKeyPress, the function onKeyPress will be called once there's a key press happening in a keyboard on the keyboard, and on key release will be called when a key is released on your keyboard. And what I have right now is two if conditions, or if else if. I'm detecting, so I pass in two variables, one called key, one called modifiers. No worries about modifiers. They are basically shift, cap, Windows key, stuff like that. And key is basically which key it is. And I'm right here. I'm comparing if two keys, if key that is inputted is the same thing as the left arrow key. If it is, and the car is not already on the left lane, then it's gonna move it to one lane on the left. And same thing goes for the right side. I'm just checking if the arrow key, if the key pressed is right arrow key. If it is, and then the car is not on the rightmost lane, then it's gonna move it to one lane to the right. So show this in action. I hope this. Yeah, so as you can see, I can now move the car to left or right, and it cannot go past the 2-3 lanes because of the conditions checking self car dot center X.
Can you paste a new code?
Yes, but I do want people to maybe type their own.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the code.
Okay. While we're here, I guess take a 5-minute break. I forgot that the beginning was a little slow, so I didn't realize that it was already an hour. So I mean, it's 5:40. Yeah, let's just not take a break today. Sorry about that. I should have set an alarm. While you're here, take maybe a 5-minute break. So come back at 43 or 42, I guess. 3-minute break. And then we will start trying to spawn in some obstacles or those trucks, big cars you see in the demo.
So we come back at 5:45.
43. Yes, ignore the version control. And Alex, I think you sent it to me.
Could you please scroll up? Let me make sure I have it all. Yes, I do have it all.
It's not letting me move left to right.
Remember to click onto this window and then press left or right. And if it's still not working, be sure that these conditions are set right. All right, it's 44. Okay. Now let's create a, I guess, sorry, let's create another class called obstacles. So in this class, we will be basically creating a obstacle, and we will be choosing where the obstacle is placed horizontally by feeding it three choices by using random.choice. Random is another module that you'll be importing over here. So in random, there's a function called random.choice, and .choice you would feed in a we'll be feeding in with feeding in a list with elements in it, and we random.choice will randomly pick one of the elements and feed it to whatever variable you have. This over here is random.randint, so it's gonna pick an integer between these two numbers. And the reason why I'm using these screen width, screen height is because so later on when I'm changing the size of this window, it will be much simpler to do so because well, everything is based on these two variables. So I'm adding screen height to 0 to this random.randint, so I make sure that these trucks or cars are spawning above the screen, so we would see them coming in. And yeah, so each of these lanes are 200 pixels wide. So so I'm giving it three options: either the left lane, the middle lane, or the right lane to spawn up. Well, obviously this is not all the code, so as usual, we'll be adding something in the spawning of these obstacles with functions. So we'll be creating a function called self.create obstacles. So what this would this will be the pieces we add in later. But we'll first be creating a list for us to store all the obstacles inside of. So over here, we'll be adding in the function that we just called, create obstacles. And what this will do, well, create obstacles up here. So what this will do is we'll be creating a list of potential choices of obstacles, or like how the obstacle will look. So we'll be using the rest of the card images that we have, which are big card 1, 2, 3, small card 2, and 3. And we would use what we learned 2 lessons ago, using for loop. So we would spawn 2 of the cars out, and we'll be spawning 2 cars or obstacles, so we can make sure that our car can still have one of the lanes to actually pass through. What I have here is randomly choosing one of the images that are going to be passed into the class that we just created called obstacles. And then it's gonna basically spawn in that image. And after which we would be appending out, we would basically add the just created image to a list for easier management and organization. We're passing in this image into obstacle, into this image variable, and this image variable will be passed into the sprite, into a class in Arcade, which would basically do all the work and spawn in that image. Now we actually need to draw these images, because we only created them. We never really showed them on screen. So by doing that, we will have a for loop. We're gonna look through every single, we'll be looking through both of the obstacles in the obstacle list, and we'll be drawing, we will use .draw to draw them out. Same thing goes for obstacles. So for obstacles, we would same thing goes for update. We'll be updating these 2 obstacles, not for anything particular right now, but for further uses, such as detecting if they are hit, or when to remove them, which is what we'll be covering later. Not really. I don't think today though. I think that would be, so after this, you're done creating just 2 obstacles, which if I run this and possibly shows it, as you can see, 2 random random cars are spawned, but yeah, 2 random obstacles are spawned, but only 2 of them, so my cars can still have a way to get surpass them. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is, so in the obstacle class, I have a self.change y equals -2. The reason why I chose -2 is so that the cars are not moving the same speed as the road, so which makes them seem stationary. So I want to make the car seems like they're still moving. It's just not moving as fast as my car, or small car in this case. I will be leaving this on the screen, and I'll be pasting it into the link.
There will be a new BPA. You'll put in the chat.
Yeah.
Nothing new typed yet.
I'm just giving a little time to take a look at the code we just wrote. All right. I think that'll be enough to briefly look over the code. So before we actually start repeatedly spawning be sure that it's the same file name and completely great. I'm not entirely sure why though. So are you using the run button, or are you typing Python changelines.py in the chat? So are you clicking the run button, or are you like doing Python changelines.py in the console? Yeah, just like what Alex said. Please, for every single just this class, I guess only be sure to do Python then file name .py. Okay. So before we actually repeatedly spawn in these obstacles, if we do that, the code might actually crash. So the reason why is because we're spawning in so many. We will be spawning in so many cars that so many obstacles that it's going to eventually overload the CPU or the RAM, I guess. So what we will be doing is let's for Emma also try running it from console instead of using the run button.
It is from, I have it on console. It's just like a background of a road and a car moving. That's all it can do. There's no obstacles, and I can't move left to right.
Do you have the updated version of the code?
Yeah.
From the link I sent, the ending with UTEQ.
Yes, I have that.
Oh yeah, double check your file names. I think that will be an issue. But if that's not the case, I'm not sure what's causing it. Since it's the same code I'm running, so.
Is the updated one the UTEQ?
Exactly.
Okay.
I'll send it in the chat again. Yeah, I guess I'll go over whatever I was gonna talk about, which is removing the cars next class, I guess, since we're at 57, and I guess I'll just answer a few questions. Emma, if you could share your screen, that would be nice. I'm gonna stop sharing mine. I can maybe take a look at it. Class would end in now, I guess, if you don't have any questions. So, if you will be leaving, just have a nice week. I know this class is like today is a little chaotic. I'm sure. I promise it will be much better next time when we have when we're not using Replit anymore and having everything sorted out. But if you do want to stay, take a look at what Emma did wrong. So maybe just because debugging is also a pretty important skill to have.
So this is what I have. I can't move right to left. Doesn't let me. I'm pressing the right buttons. It's not working.
Could you maybe enlarge your code? Because I'm only seeing like this tiny portion of it every single time.
I type, so my file is changelines.py, and I have python.changenames right here.
Can I see what you have in the on draw?
Let me see.
Can I see what you have in the on draw function?
On draw function. Yeah.
Can you click on into the screen, like into the car part?
This one?
And then try pressing left one.
Doesn't work. I'm pressing the right and left arrows.
Okay. Whew. What would that be? Is anyone else using Mac and still have the same problem?
Hold on, after she goes, I want to stay to like check my code.
Okay. Is anyone else using Mac OS? So maybe that an issue with Mac specifically. Because your code, if got directly from the link, should be working the same as mine. Sophia, is yours working fine? If Sophia, yours work, I'm not seeing why this one shouldn't. What is it? Emma? Wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you copying directly from what I wrote? So like from the UTQ file?
Yeah, this one. So if I copy this,
Oh, you need to wait. Did you?
I'm waiting for it to load.
Oh, go ahead in the bottom in the console.
Yep.
Press Command Z or Control Z. I'm not sure.
It's Control C.
Control C, I guess.
Mine is Command.
Command C.
Don't use Command, use Control.
Oh, okay. Okay, and then retype it and rerun this code.
Like reload this page?
No, just type Python changelings.py.
And then what do I do?
See if it now runs.
The car is gone.
Could you drag down a little bit? I think it's showing the top portion. Minimize the console, like drag it all the way down.
Could I please go after she's done? I hope this will be quick.
Anthony, is your code like, is it doing exactly the same thing as I did?
Let me just show my screen quick.
Like, is it work? If it's working the same, then I don't think there is any. You don't have to show it to me because it means that the code is working exactly fine. Yes.
Oh, now I have a problem. It says no module named arcade.
That's because you forgot to run pip install arcade.
Run it again. Just run it again, and that'll.
Pip install arcade.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me try again, and I'm not leaving till this works.
Is it now running for Emma?
No. The car is gone. The car disappeared.
The car is gone.
Yeah.
Try refreshing your page, I guess.
Okay.
Because the code should not have any issues. Or do not have any issues.
Okay, there we go. Let me see. What? Oh, wait, what?
Rerun this program.
Do I just delete everything?
You can't delete them, I think.
I can.
Clear them. That'll work. Then just type Python. Okay.
It's gonna take a while. Yeah. So.
It's already satisfied now. So. It's already
Okay, can I just show my screen quick to solve the error?
Oh, is your arrow still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Could you just type Python changelines.py, and if not working, I'll take a look at these. I think.
Okay, let's pull this.
Don't pull this one because that.
Oh no! Oh my gosh!
Don't pull this one because that would basically revert the code back to.
Hurry, please! Oh my gosh!
Could you just run this code, in the console? In console.
Oh, console. Wait. Oh shoot. Control Z. Okay, wait. Python. I'm gonna be quick.
Then drag the console all the way down. Yeah, it's now spawning, so it should be working now. The reason why you're not seeing the small car is because it's only showing the top portion, I believe. So, if you minimize the console by dragging it down all the way.
Oh, there you go.
And try pressing left and right. If it works, that would be fantastic.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's moving.
Now I'll take a look at what Anthony's error is.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Actually, you can just see quick. I think mine is working. Like, I see another car here. So
You should only see you should only see a car. You should only see the other cars once, just because we never got to
I'll try running it again just for once. God. Oh my gosh. Online learning, I'd say so terrible.
All right, the car is moving.
What?
And
Yes, almost done.
we should see a car moving in sometime.
You see the other car once?
Yeah, it's working. And it's working great. As you can see, those two cars are just passed. So
Should I stop sharing? There's no error then?
yeah, there's no errors at all.
okay. Thank you. I'm gonna leave. Bye.
No
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Alex, let's talk on Discord. If that would be better.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I'm gonna end this meeting. Well, I can't end this meeting. I'll leave this meeting.